Greetings, thank you for joining me today. On to the knotty subject of battery packs and powering your plane. Now, whatever sort of size of the project you build, you have to tackle the voltages that you need to supply the motor controllers, the receivers, and any cameras you're running on board. So in my project, I need 12 volts in for the motor, the receiver, the servos, and 5 volts supply by USB ideally to supply the camera. Now I can directly wire the camera into a battery pack and sort of cobble something together, but in so doing I'd wreck a cable, and I don't want to do that. It's also not easy working with the thin wires that come in those sort of USB cables. So I thought I'd go a classier route and create a battery pack with some recycled batteries and one of the cheap and cheerful little controller boards that you get from a lithium-ion pack for charging on the road. Cheaper to buy one of these circuit boards than it is to buy the whole pack. The whole pack runs in at circa £14 to £30 if you buy them in the shops, and there's not too many of them about, and I'm loath to damage a brand new device like that just for the sake of a toy I'm making with rubbish. So I bought a couple of these on Temu. You can buy them on eBay, various sources, Amazon probably. They're cheap as chips, thankfully, and I bought two. Now, started soldering the first one in. Now I was going to go for soldering into this pack. This is a 3-cell pack running at 11 volts, 11.4 volts across the 3 cells. And I thought that'd be ample for this circuit board, because I've seen these sort of things set up in the past. And the last battery pack I bought was exactly that. It had a circuit board a bit like this and a 3-cell pack to go with it, which it charged and discharged as what the pack did. And you've seen that pack in the other balsa plane. This circuit board's different. And the big mistake, I started off by making one big mistake, which is not to download the data sheet for the board, because a lot of boards, and this one's a really good example, a lot of boards will have the markings on to say who made it and what the code of the board is, and you can use that to do a Google search. So in this case it's a H961-U version 6. So I went and searched that. Sadly I didn't search it before I tried to wire a 3S into it, and of course it went up in smoke, which is a shame because this is now going in the bin because I can't recycle it. I suppose if I had the time and inclination I could unsolder all the components. I do that, but as it is, that one's I can't use it. I've got to use the other one. This board's just for a 1S, so it's up to 3 to 4 volts basically, 3 to 4.2 volts input, and this converts it to a 5 volt output, which is fine. Now I know it, I can not bust the other board, but so annoying when you just pop. And of course by the time you touch that power wire to the board, milliseconds pass and it's toast. Oh, let's crack on anyway and get another one wired in, and hopefully I can show you how it looks when it's running. Now here's the board in close-up. Here's another close-up. Tiny, isn't it? Here it is wired to a single cell of the 3 pack here. Powers up the board, it works well. Trouble is, when you wire it up like this, you are depleting the whole cell pack faster than you'd like. So here's the different version of the battery pack that's made of old vape batteries. Each one of these has 1000 milliamp hours capacity, except that one in the middle, which is slightly lower. But you work with what you've got, don't you? Now you've got to be careful when you wire these together because you don't want to get them too hot. So it's just touching them with the soldering iron, and if you're not good at soldering, well, you might want to find someone who is. See, yeah. So this pack, it works well, don't get me wrong, but what I don't want to do is deplete the pack by just depleting one of the cells, because then the voltage will drop off completely and it'll stop powering the motor and the receiver. So I'll wired up these batteries and wired it to the circuit board, and as you can see, it's charging nicely. They're wired in parallel, by the way, which means overall I should have just shy of 4 volts across this pack. So I put them together in a sellotaped up pack just to see how they felt together. It's not the best looking pack, but it's lightweight and it keeps everything together, keeps all the wires contained. So that's the circuit board glued and sellotaped to the cardboard box. Yeah, it's an incendiary device in so many senses. I wouldn't keep this in the house, not at all, and it certainly won't be staying in the house. It'll be going in a tin box outside somewhere where it can be safe. And it's not that I don't trust the circuit board, because I do, all my work, but you never can be sure with these lithium batteries, particularly because they're old and they're not really meant to last, but they are recyclable and rechargeable. And well, you can see this one's up to, well, it says 74% at the moment. Yeah. So now this will slot inside the plane, just under the wing, which will be kind of nice. It'll be out the way, and then I can use this partly to balance the weight of the plane, and also this, which will be nearer the front, to make sure that it's not nose heavy or tail heavy, that it balances perfectly. Yeah. Now, to prevent this getting wet on the circuit board and causing short circuits that might reduce the life of the circuit board, I'm going to put a little of the UV Cure gel coat on it. It's past its sell-by date, but it's still got a bit of life in it. You just wouldn't be making any nails with this, which is why the missus gave it to me. It's getting more solid than we'd like. But this is perfect for putting on a circuit board, sealing off the circuit board against the wet. I should have put some on the back, but I forgot. But it's the front where we've got most contacts. I mean, if you look, you can see. Okay. So the UV Cure gel is quite sticky, but it's gone on and it's run down over the piece, coating all the bits of circuit and protecting against the rain. Now I've just got to cure it with a lamp. So let's just step back a bit and reposition the shot. Okay, get the lamp in there. It's one of these, you've seen it before. And plug her in. Might as well, eh? Helps if you get it up the right way. Plug it in. Now, all being well, it's going to let me do this as it charges. There we go. Yeah, it's counting down. I'll give it a couple of doses of the UV, and that'll cure it up nicely. Then it'll be good to go. Okay, so I had to make a few changes. That box was too big to go on the plane, so I made another box that goes underneath the camera compartment, and it's got a flap underneath that holds it all in place, so you can remove the battery back when you finish flying. It's almost streamlined. Yes, I know there's wires sticking out all over the place, but still. And I put little wheels on it. That'll help it taxi on the runway. Here you can see I've tacked the main battery underneath the wing. And here's the flap open on the underside. As you can see, it's all tucked in there tidily enough. Got a flap which has magnets on one side and magnets on the opposite side, and it just keeps it closed with magnets. I can still reach the switch here and activate the device, which then starts the power to the camera. You can find the magnets online, by the way, or use fridge magnets, but the fridge magnets tend not to be so strong. These are very decent. Now I put a larger prop on because it will shift more air, and it doesn't interfere with the camera as much as you think. It's going too fast. Well, there you are, guys. That's how you make a plane out of an old cardboard box, in this case a pizza box. Obviously, if you've got a little more cardboard and a little more skill, far more skill than I have, then you'll no doubt have great fun and have great results. You don't have to use balsa, you don't have to use tissue paper, you don't have to use ready-to-fly foamies. They're great if you can afford them, but this is an option for those who can't. And you don't have to power your plane. All you've got to do is make sure that you have fun doing it. You have fun making whatever you want to make. You could use this very same principle to make a perfectly functional slope glider, and whether you remote control it or not, you can have great fun with that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye for now.